Module 2, Objective 10, describe the mechanisms that produce hair, the types of hair, and explain the structural basis for hair texture and color. Hair covers almost all parts of the human body except for the palms of the hands, the sides and soles of the feet, the sides of the toes, lips, as well as portions of the external genitalia. The functions of hair are to protect and insulate. Hair creates a layer on the body that traps air. And as the air is trapped within those hairs, it creates sort of a blanket effect that insulates the body. In addition to insulation and protection, we have guard hairs that guard the openings from particles and insects. So our nostrils are laden with hairs so that as we inhale through our nose, large particles, insects, etc., get trapped in those hairs. Lastly, it serves as a sensory receptor. Hairs all have connections with the nervous system, as we'll see in a few moments. And when those hairs are manipulated, when they're moved, it triggers those nerve systems to let your body know that you're sensing something. The hair follicle is located deep within the dermis, and it produces hair. Hair is non-living, it's keratin, and it's wrapped in a very dense connective tissue sheath, and you can see that sheath right here. The base is surrounded by that sensory nerve associated with the root hair plexus. So when a hair is plucked from the body, it hurts because of the affiliation with the nervous system. Accessory structures of the hair include the Erector Pili muscles. This is a smooth muscle. Smooth muscles are involuntary. We do not have control over smooth muscle contraction. And these particular structures cause the hair to stand up, producing goosebumps or goose flesh. In addition to the Erector Pili muscles, we also have sebaceous glands. Sebaceous glands are oil-producing glands that are directly associated with the hair, and they coat the hair in a layer of oil as the hair grows, and it keeps the hair from prematurely breaking. So it lubricates the hair. It also controls bacterial infections. This is a very nice warm spot for bacteria to occupy within that pore that carries the hair itself. So sebaceous glands have some antimicrobial agents that help control bacterial growth. Also, as sebaceous glands secrete their oil, the oil is going to push up, and in doing so, it helps to keep this pore clean. Back to the Erector Pili muscles, here we see a relaxed Erector Pili muscle, and here we see the contracted form. When the Erector Pili muscle contracts, it's going to move the hair in this direction, and that's going to cause a bunching of the skin or the integument up here, producing the goosebump. Goosebumps are linked to two separate mechanisms within our body. One is fear, and the other is cold. So when we exhibit either one of those, it's quite common for goosebumps to appear. In terms of cold, erecting the hair creates a deeper layer of insulating blanket on top of our integument. So it helps with retaining heat. It's a thermoregulatory mechanism. You can see that is taller than this. So erecting the hair is going to create a larger blanket, so to speak. In terms of fear, erecting the hair actually makes the organism appear bigger and more intimidating. And if you've ever watched a cat or a dog raise the hairs on its body, it's doing that in an attempt to intimidate its opponent. Now, we have lost a tremendous amount of our hair. So we don't look intimidating, we just look cold or scared. But that is the erector pili muscle and the function of that structure. In terms of regions of the hair consists of a root. The root is the lower portion of the hair. It's attached to the integument, so it's broadly attached to the integument here. And then we have the hair shaft, and the hair shaft is the upper portion of the hair. It's not attached to the integument. In fact, it freely moves within this pore, and as it continues to grow, it's going to be pushed up out of that pore in that fashion. Hair production begins at the hair bulb, the base of the hair follicle, and we see that right here. It surrounds the hair papilla. Remember, papilla refers to nipple-like structure. And the hair papilla is just connective tissues, capillaries, nerves, and that structure is identified right above. So you can see the hair papilla right here with its vasculature showing in red and blue. And at the base of that hair bulb, we have epithelial cells. And these epithelial cells form a layer known as the hair matrix. And that's right there. It's the hair matrix that is ultimately responsible for producing the hair. And as these cells undergo mitotic division, hair is pushed up and out of the skin, and that is hair growth. The wording for that little bit of information is on the next slide, so I'm not going to belabor this, and we'll just move on. Hair itself is made of keratin through the process of keratinization, and the medulla is a general term that we will find associated with many organs, and it simply means the middle region. The medulla of the hair contains a soft keratin. It's a very flexible, soft keratin, while the cortex, which again is a very generalized term that means the outer layer, as well as the cuticle, contains a stiff, hard keratin. We have different types of hairs on our body. Prior to birth, we get the formation of lanugo. Lanugo is embryonic hair that can persist to after birth, but it's generally lost shortly after birth. Vellus hairs are the very fine hairs that we often refer to as peach fuzz. It's very soft, and we find vellus hairs covering the majority of the surface of the body. And then lastly, terminal hairs. This is a very heavy pigmented hair found on the head, the eyebrows, the eyelashes, as well as the genitals post-puberty, in other regions of the body that develop post-pubescently. Hair color is produced by melanocytes, okay, the same cells that are found within the stratum basale of the integument. So melanocytes produce melanin, and they do so at the hair papilla. Melanin can come in different forms, from a very dark form to even a yellow, brown, or even red color. Ultimately, hair color is determined by genetics.